ladies. How is everybody doing? I see Vanessa is in. If you are in the chat, say hello so we know you're there. Let me turn the volume down on my phone so you don't hear all that dinging and stuff. We have today, Rebecca will be right with us. She is helping our guest to sort out a microphone issue. For some reason, our guest can't hear me for some reason, so she's trying to figure out what's going on. But we have with us today, we have Lydia, which you all know. And I don't even want to try and butcher her last name. I'm not, I think it's Cornejo, but I'm not sure if that's the correct way to pronounce it. But she does have her own channel and she does auctions with Rebecca. So I'm sure you, most of you that are in have seen her. If you're here, type in hello or hi or something just so I know who all is here so I can say hi to everybody. I think this is one of Rebecca's first times using this new app and inviting multiple people. So we're all still trying to work the bugs out of that. So I apologize on the slow start. But today our subject is going to be how crossing the U.S.-Mexican border and how they accomplished that and what the things they went through to get to America. I'm not sure. I know a little bit about Rebecca's story, but I don't know Lydia's at all. So that's what we're going to talk about. And if there's any of you in the chat that have a similar story, either yourself or a loved one or a friend or anybody that had to go through the same kind of horrible thing to get to this country, please join in. And if you have any questions, please capitalize that in the chat so that I can keep up with that and know you're here. And
now it's muted.
Okay, I can still hear you, Lydia. Can you hear me yet? Well, I can hear Lydia, but for some reason she can't hear me. But while we're waiting on Lydia and Rebecca to work out the technical hearing issues, please let me know if you're here. Right now, all I see is Vanessa, so I don't know if I'm missing the stream or what, but say hello. While we're waiting, y'all know I've been working on a cake for my daughter-in-law's baby shower that is tomorrow. And so I want to show you what kind of a cake. I don't have the cake done yet. I'm going to finish it as soon as we're finished, but I have made some of the elements. And she made, she wanted an owl-themed cake, so I was going to show you a couple of the, these are my little owls that'll go on the baby or on the cake. I did one. They're pinks and purples. For some reason it looks blue, but it's actually lavender. So they're pink and lavender. But those are my little owls. And oops, cannot get, there we go. Trying to find my camera. Still not used to this. But soon as I finish the cake, I will post a picture of the cake for you. But going to be a really cute baby shower cake. And that is in the morning. So I'm really excited. And hoping that she gets everything she needs. So also I wanted to thank everyone who participated or helped in any way with the benefit auction for DIA. It was quite successful. I think we met our goal and you guys were so generous. I can't even tell you how much we appreciated it and how much DIA appreciates everything that you all did for her. You really, really lifted her spirits and made her feel loved. So that alone is worth everything that we did to help her. Just, you know, her feeling loved. That's a big one. That, you know, that can move mountains, just knowing that there are people out there that care about you, can motivate you to do anything. And I even actually appreciate and thank, and I'm not saying this sarcastically, but want to thank the people that were against it and gossiped about it and weren't happy. And I even thank you guys, because even you know, in your own way, helped bring people into the auction, made people aware of it, was advertisement basically. So even those people helped us. So, you know, I am really thrilled about it going forward. It's very, very encouraging when we do more that we will be able to help, even more people in the same way. And like I said, you guys have done so much for her. You are virtually changing her life at this point, even though, it doesn't seem like a big thing. It really will help put her on a better path and help improve her life in so many ways. Lydia, your microphone is still muted. Did we just lose Lydia?
Cindy, where does she click on that at?
If she clicks on the microphone itself, like down in the left-hand corner of her screen, there's a microphone. Also, on the very bottom of the page, there's a microphone, a camera, like a little cogwheel, a screen, like right there. She can click on the microphone.
I see the first one. Okay. Lydia, are you hearing that, honey? Okay.
That's all she has to do. Somehow she's accidentally clicked that microphone, because put it back on the multi-screen like you had it on for a second.
The one that you are on. Hello, everybody. Wait, let me move in.
Woo! Yeah, you had us on a multiple screen for a second. Put it back on there so I can talk directly to Lydia. Okay. Do you see the microphone at the bottom of your page?
Lydia is gone now from us. She's not even down here, Cindy.
Okay, that's why we lost her. So just tell her to come back in.
So you're going to come back? Are you coming back in, honey? What you're going to do, close your out of StreamYard. All that honey, all you're going to do is go to your email. Go to your.
Sorry, everybody. We're all still getting used to the loss of the accounts.
Hold on. Don't
Is
get
anybody in the chat at all?
It's okay. Okay. Normally, Cindy, again, it takes about 15 minutes for everybody to get here,
Okay, because the only one I'm seeing right now is Vanessa. Nobody else has chimed in. Let me look on my phone and see if there's anybody else in.
Yeah. That's why I always say just, for us to wait a few minutes. Okay, it says error. The address, Lydia, is the to field. Wait a minute.
You can send her another invite, I think, if you...
No, it's telling me error.
To Lydia?
Yep. It says error. The address, Lydia, in the to field was not recognized. Please make sure something about all the addresses. And
she should be able to use the same one. The one she came in on, the first one, she should be able to get in on that one. You shouldn't even have to send her a new one.
Right. Well, I'm going to try again here. She tried that last night. She was on with me when I did the, uh-oh. Are you here, Cindy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there we go. I was going to say, what did I do? Okay. All right. Lydia, I sent you a new one, honey. Did you get it? Well, probably not that fast. Here, let me see if I can get on the screen here. I'm still not used to this mirroring thing. It's awful.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to. It was several times going live for me to figure out everything myself.
Right. But Cindy, do you think if you turn the camera around, instead of it like we can see ourselves, if it was the other way, that it wouldn't be reversed?
No, it's always going to reverse it. This is the nature of the camera.
Hold on, sweetheart.
Looks like somebody came in. You have to click on her like you did me. Once you see her. There you are.
Do you hear us, honey?
I cannot hear you guys.
Okay, so Lydia, on the very bottom of your screen, you see where you see yourself in the left-hand corner on the bottom? You see yourself there?
I'm sorry, Cindy, you're cutting off. I cannot hear you.
She's asking you if you see your picture in the bottom left-hand corner of your own screen.
Yes.
Yes, she sees it, Cindy.
Okay, so tell her just to make sure there's underneath it, there's a row of gray icons like a microphone, a camera, a little tool cogwheel thing.
Okay, see where the line is on the bottom?
That's where you control whether you're muted or not.
Mute, stop camera, settings, share screen.
Yes, I see that.
Okay. So your first one that's there is your microphone.
Yes, I see that.
There's a line through it.
So your
No.
first there,
Your phone. Click on it.
Sorry, that was me checking. Well, looks like we do have 11 people in the chat, so say hi if you're there. So yeah, she has her microphone muted now again, so she needs to click on that to unmute herself.
And then again, and it should unmute you.
There you go. Now you're not muted.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear Lydia.
I
Yeah.
hear over the phone. I didn't hear you through the computer.
Okay, then your volume is either down on the computer, or for this specific app, you're gonna, on a desktop, you're gonna need to add speakers.
Oh, that might be it. She may not have her microphone turned on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, she said,
the volume is all the way up.
right, but it doesn't mean that for this particular thing that we're using, that you are able to use the, what do you call it? The volume from the computer. You might need speakers plugged into the desktop and sitting outside of the desktop so that you can hear.
Oh, so sorry. I don't know. I don't have.
As long as she can
speakers.
hear you now, we're good. We can probably get started.
Exactly. As long as you can hear Lydia, and thank you for going through this now that this poor darling is having to, wait a minute, let me find myself here. Let me jump back in the screen here.
Okay.
If I
Go
can.
ahead.
I can see myself and the big screen with you, Cindy, and me.
Yeah, that's
three of us
right now.
Yep, that is where we are, honey. Okay. So you're good to go, Lydia, but thank you for, she's got her earbuds in and she's using her phone, and thank you for everybody for coming tonight.
Okay, I got to redo the chat because I see there's a lot of people doing in there that I didn't see, so I don't know.
But I'm going to hear you over the phone.
Okay, you're fine. There's no feedback from it, Lydia. You're good, honey. Oh, wait, you mean I need to keep the phone on?
Now I cannot hear you. You hang up the phone.
Yeah.
I cannot hear you.
I'm calling you back, honey. I'm calling you back. I apologize.
Hello?
Yeah, it's me, honey. It's me.
Okay, I see people now. I don't know why I couldn't see you in the chat before. I see Dragular.
Yep, and welcome. Glad
Hello.
that you're here. That is someone that is new, that is here.
Please tell me you do drag. I am going to fall in love with you. Hi, Angela's Hangout. Hey, everybody. I
am glad that you are here. And tonight's topic is
whoops.
Tonight's topic is a very touchy subject in our country right now. We have had people on both sides of the fence, literally, so to speak, that are for people coming here across the border with no papers, and for people that they want them out, that they should be gone immediately. And as we saw yesterday, I'm sorry, I'm going to try and keep myself together here. This particular topic of undocumented people, it directly affects my family. As many of you know, and some of you might not know, I am married to a Mexican American. We have undocumented family members that are living in this country that have been here for many years. They have children. They are scared to death at the moment as to what is going to happen in their lives. So what is going on in our country, it directly affects us. And, you know, to see the kids crying on the news is heartbreaking and it's heart-wrenching. And then when you hear them in your own family crying and saying, you know, Tia, help us, what are we to do? It's heartbreaking. So, and this show was actually scheduled several weeks ago. I have talked to Lydia for a few months, wanting her to come on and share her story of coming to the United States. And Lydia at first did not want to do it. Lydia, and you will hear as she tells her story, Lydia did not even want to come on camera in the beginning because of her fear of people making fun of her, that her English wasn't good enough. And she speaks excellent English. Oh, this camera's going to drive me nuts. She speaks excellent English, and she speaks it with an accent. You know, she's mastered 2 languages. So she speaks it with an accent, but she knows English. She reads it, she writes it, she speaks it, she communicates in it every single day. But her fear of rejection and being judged because of her accent is what has kept her, you know, from coming on YouTube. And then she trusted me enough to come on camera with me, and she's on now all the time. Every time I can get her to come on camera, I want her on.
Hey, Lydia.
I love her to death. You know, I don't look at her as a Mexican or an American. I look at her as a person that I love. And I am just so grateful, like I said, that she finally agreed to come on and to share her story of what she went through. And, you know, when all of this different events have been happening, when the slaughter happened in El Paso, so many of us are outraged by that. And Lydia did not want to come on the show. She said she was going to back out of it, that she was just so angry and hurt that she wasn't going to do the show. And I said, it is more important now than ever that you share your story of the struggles you went through. So I am going to try and keep myself together here, Lydia, and for us to get through this together. Okay, the 3 of us. And Lydia, I would like, first of all, for everyone to know that Lydia has a channel here on YouTube. She has only put up 1 video so far. She is an extremely talented jewelry maker. She is not limited to just 1 item or 2 items. She can make absolutely everything. I showed last night in my haul video for my auction tonight a ring that she had made for me. I am actually, let me pull this up. This is, or let me put the camera down. It's not an excuse to always be showing my chest, I promise you. But this is, I showed yesterday what she had made for me, and this is a beautiful necklace. I have the earrings also that match it, that Lydia made with love for me. So I wear it with pride, and I'm so thankful that I have her in my life and that I'm able to have such wonderful pieces that she's made. And she's going to be showing her stuff more and more as time goes on, and you can see just how talented and multifaceted this woman is. So if
Did you mention intelligent? Lydia is a very intelligent woman.
Well, like I said, she's multifaceted, and
very much so.
You know, she came here. You have to remember too, the majority of people, and especially at Lydia's age, whenever she came to this country, you know, she wasn't coming here knowing English. She had to learn English. She had to learn how to function in a totally different country. And if you can stop and imagine in your head, literally being dropped into another country, having to figure out how to survive, how to function every day, how to, you know, be able to get from point A to point B, the food changes, the law change, everything. It's literally like landing on another planet.
Quick question. Sandra says that she's having some buffering. Is there anyone else that's buffering so we can figure out whether it is us or just one individual? If you're buffering, let us know.
Cindy, can you be more in the middle?
Scoot over more, Cindy. She's saying only half your position.
Sorry, it's my camera. Sorry,
There you go. There you go, beautiful.
So I literally, yeah, I have to move over. I'm leaning to be in my little square here. So, but and isn't Lydia gorgeous?
She's beautiful.
And I'm also, I know that Lydia does not care. Actually, we'll do it as a trivia question later. And so don't tell your age, Lydia, but I would like for people to guess how young Lydia is. Between the 3 of us, you know, we'll play the age game. But anyway, Lydia, I would, oh, and Cindy, if you can put her channel in there, because if you guys will subscribe to Lydia's channel, like I said, she's going to be doing some videos on her own channel, and then she'll be coming on with me, but I will be sharing more and more the stuff that she makes and has made, and I'm telling you, you will be absolutely amazed at the work that she does.
Can you type something into the chat, Lydia, so I can find you easily?
Lydia, her channel is Arito. Here, I'll do it. It's hard for me to talk and do it, but I will.
Just type in the name and I'll go find it and put up
You
a
break
link.
it out, Cindy. I cannot hear you very clear.
Here, okay, I've got her right here. It is Arito Jules. Here, I'll put it in. I'll put her name. It's Arito Jules / Lydia. Wait, I'm not even typing in there. Here, Cindy, I'll put it in so you can see it.
Okay.
But anyway, we are going to start with, and I am sorry, you guys, to, and I'm writing ladies. It is just very hard for me when there is something that is so close to my heart
I'm not seeing yours either.
to be able to, there, Arito.
Oh, there it is.
Jules.
Okay.
But
All
it
right.
is so hard for me to keep it together when there is something that is so near and dear to my heart. And even if I did not have family members in this situation, I'm the type that is always for the underdog and, you know, believing in people being treated like human beings and being treated fairly. So, and just the stuff that we are seeing that is going on in this country, it's not going to stop with Mexicans. People can turn their head to it, but what if it's Polish tomorrow? What if it's people from England, you know, 2 months from now and stuff? So these types of things and accepting this being done is absolutely outrageous.
I cannot hear you, Rebecca.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. Let me turn the phone up a little for you. Can you hear me now, Lydia?
Yeah, I
Okay.
hear you.
So what we are going to do is go through Lydia's story of coming here. And Lydia, if you will, hi, Kim. Thanks for joining us, honey. And Sandra, thank you. And Belinda, nice to see you, honey. Dragula, I said hello to you. And I said hello to Vanessa, I think earlier. But we are going to start first, Lydia, with when you were in Mexico, what were you doing? Where were you living? What were you doing prior to coming to the United States?
First of all, I'm going to take everybody to being here with us and try to share my story. I was just happily married with 2 kids. I was 21. Then my husband decided he wanted to come to United States to make some money for us to put a little store in our town. We have our house, 2 bedrooms, and a huge lot. And it wasn't a big thing, but it was our house anyway.
Now, but when I don't mean to interrupt, Lydia, but whenever your husband came here then to make that money, your husband did not come here undocumented, correct?
No, he came with a visa and he overstayed the visa.
Okay. And for those of you that are not aware of what a visa is that she's talking about, it's not the credit card visa. It's a traveling visa. And Mexico, as well as other countries, are known for being corrupt. In order to get a visa in Mexico, the number one thing that you have to have is money. You also have to show that you have a reason to return to the country. You know, that you have assets, that you have money in the bank, because those are the things that they check on. So it is saying for Lydia, for her husband to be able to be one of the few, so many people apply. Correct, Lydia?
Yes, it is correct.
And very few people compared to the
Get
number
the
that
visas.
apply for it.
Yes.
That's right. So you have to have money to do it. And whenever her husband was approved, he came to the United States. And then what happened, Lydia? Was he sending money home as promised?
He was sending home money for about 4 months. And after 4 months, he just forgot that he got a wife and 2 kids in Mexico waiting for him. So and he was living with my mother here in Chicago.
And now,
And
I found
my
her
mother wasn't
finally.
aware that he wasn't sending money or anything like that. And I didn't say anything. But I managed myself to survive. One of my brothers used to send me money, $20 a week for me to survive. Then he told me, don't stay there, go to Guadalajara. It's a bigger city, so you have more chances to survive. So I left my town. I went to Guadalajara, where I have a beautiful family there too. So I wasn't working. So then my brother, he still sent me money, and he told me to put the girls in Catholic school. I did, and he paid for it.
now,
And the rest, I guess,
okay,
is
but
history with my daughters.
no, but now back up some, because whenever before your mother came to the United States, and your mother came here legally also,
No,
correct?
she's an American citizen.
Right, but I'm saying, did she come here legally?
Who?
Your mother.
My mother is an American citizen.
Okay.
Was she born here or did she?
No, she wasn't born here. Whenever she came.
She was born here. She
Okay.
is an American citizen.
Thank you. I know that. I just wanted to ask a couple times to get that point across. Thank you. So whenever, now see, and this is one thing that a lot of you do not realize, that there are so many people that the families right now today are mixed. Some of them are American citizens. Some of them are not. They're undocumented. Some people have green cards. Others had a visa. Some have overstayed the visa. It is a mess. I have got nieces and nephews in the same family that some are American citizens, and yet their brother is illegal, because they were born in Mexico and brought over here with no papers. So the whole family could be together. So in the same household, you have got siblings that, you're afraid that your brother or sister is going to be taken. And our government has even talked about the ones that have their citizenship by being born here to an undocumented person, that their citizenship should be taken from them. So we're actually we are talking about taking away the
He
citizenship.
needs to read the Constitution.
Exactly.
Oh,
But
I forgot he don't know how to read.
okay, but that is what they're wanting to do, is to take away citizenship of people that are born to undocumented workers. So Lydia had an American mother. Lydia is in Mexico. She has her brothers. Now, and all of your brothers were working at the time, correct?
Yes.
And what did they do? What did they do with their pay every week? All of the brothers.
Well, they used to back then. They cannot get an apartment because they were so many. So they desire to work. There five, yeah, five of my brothers and sisters. They were working, and every single Friday, they just signed the check to my mother, so she can save the money to buy a house. And she did it. Eventually, she did it, and they got a
Very
house.
nice.
So then there's no restrictions on how many people is going to live there or anything like that. So they'll be pretty happy then.
Well,
when they finally got the house.
And that says a lot about the way that families are in Mexico. They bond together. Any of you that are parents right now here in the United States that have American-born children, how many of you can honestly say that any of your kids, boys or girls, would go to work all week and come home and sign over their entire check to you? And not just 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 months, but for months and months and months and years. How many?
I know in Mexico that mothers definitely get more respect as the head of the family and the matriarch as they do in America. They honor their mothers much more there than we often do in America.
Mhm. Definitely. And family is everything. That is what comes first.
It is very important, and I mean, all over the world, people's children are important to them and people love their children. And I think sometimes we forget that here, that we are not the only ones that love our children above all,
That's right.
We
And it
forget
doesn't
that.
matter if you're Chinese, Korean, Mexican, a mother is a mother.
Yes.
You love your kids. But for Lydia's brother, and same thing, ask yourselves this in the chat. Do any of us have a family member that would not only be supporting the place that you're living and stuff, but to say, I don't want your kids going to the public school. I'm going to pay for their private education. And private education in Mexico is very expensive, very expensive. And it is only for the privileged that have the money. Again, there's a big gap between, the working class people and the wealthy. There's a huge gap there. But for her to have a brother to care that much that these children were provided for and in the very best way. How many of us have a brother that would do that for us? And not, again, for a week or a month or for 6 months, but for years to do that. And Lydia, once you were relying on your brother and he was helping with everything because
No, not that I wasn't relying on my brother all the way. I was living with my cousins, and I do the laundry for them. I cook for them. I clean the house for them. I become the maid. Just put it that way.
No,
And they pay
that's
for
not
my
right either.
rent for the room that I was with my kids, and they provide food for me. So I was doing my part, and I used to crochet a lot of things and knitting a lot of stuff for my aunts, for everybody, for anybody who wants anything. So I try to do my part.
Sounds like you did more than your part. You were doing a lot. It sounds like that's a lot
I'm
of
sorry, I cannot hear
responsibility.
Cindy.
How old were you? How old were you then, Lydia? Can you still hear me, Rebecca? Ask her how old she was when this was happening, when she became the... Okay, I'm losing both of you. Looks like we almost lost Rebecca. Can you hear me,
I
Lydia?
cannot hear Cindy, but
Rebecca, if you can hear me, ask Lydia how old she was when she had all of this responsibility. Okay, for some reason.
my router is right here with me.
Okay, Rebecca's
Right
going
here.
to have to go out and come back in. Can you hear me at all, Rebecca?
Now, did you out of the picture?
She has to come back in. She froze. That is the one good thing about StreamYard. If the person who's
I
starting
see Cindy.
freezes, they can come back into the same video. Let me let her know that she doesn't have to start it over. She can come right back in. As opposed to YouTube, sometimes you lost it, but you'd have to start the whole video. Now she doesn't have to.
No, I'm here.
Okay. All right, good. So Lydia can't hear me, but ask her how old she was when she had all of that responsibility. It sounds like she was doing a little more than her share.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the question, Rebecca? Because I don't understand.
She's wanting to know approximately. Don't give your age because we're going to have that as a trivia question at the end. But how old were you when you were living with your cousins and working?
27.
27. So that's a lot of responsibility.
And when you decided, though, when you reached the day that you decided, I am going to leave Mexico and go to America, take me back to that day. Take all of us back there to that day. What were you doing? What were you thinking? Where were you?
I was on the phone with my brother, and we usually don't use the phone because it was very expensive back then.
Mhm.
So we usually talk once in a month or maybe every 2 months. And one day I told my brother that I wanted to come to the United States, and he goes, "Why?" And he goes, "Because I wanted to work, because I'm not going to depend from you my whole life.
Mhm.
There's no future here for me and my kids." And he goes, "No, don't come here. It's hard. It's very hard work here." And then I go, "Well, I need to do that for my kids. I don't want to do it for me. I'm doing it for my kids. And you're going to help me. So you better talk to my mother and tell her that she's going to have to fix the papers for me."
Mhm.
But back then, the law don't cover me because the American citizen mother was only able to cover for the minors kids,
Mhm.
not the one who are over 18 or married.
Mhm.
And not only that I was well over 18, but I was married. So then she said, okay. So she went to one of her one of the people who she knows in another town in Mexico, and explained the situation to him. And he said, "Okay, I can help you with that. I
Mhm.
live in El Paso." So he told her to for me to go to Ciudad Juarez.
And now,
And
okay, hold on, Lydia. Whenever she's saying what Lydia's saying, whenever she says Ciudad Juarez, that's the city of Juarez, is what she's saying to cross. Now, a lot of people in Mexico, so that they have guidance whenever they come across the border. Number one, it's a very long journey, walking, water, if you go that way. So it's unknown territory. So what they do is they hire a person that they're not like a tour guide. They are called a coyote. And these coyotes, some of them are good in terms of getting you over here, and some of them are bad. They will promise lots of things, take your
lucky
money,
for me, it was the good ones.
and you will
Lucky
pay
for me.
a lot of money to them, and they'll dump you on the side of the road or kill you. And there's a stretch in Arizona where there have been, I think it's thousands now, of bodies that are always found in that area. And women have been raped and killed and beheaded and just thrown to the side. Who knows if it's the coyotes, if it is the ICE agent, who is doing this? But it has gone on for decades and nobody really cares that it's happening. So that is your best shot at being able to get here successfully is by hiring a coyote, because they know the route, they know how to get you here. Imagine being in the dark, and that's when most people travel is at nighttime. So you're in a foreign land and out in the middle of a desert. You don't know which direction to go. You could walk right back across the
Yeah,
border.
but between Juarez and El Paso is no desert.
Mhm.
Those cities are together. They
Right?
just divide by the what do you call this? By their
The river,
river,
the
the
river.
river. So there's no desert there.
The
So
famous
I
river that we've all seen on the news with the man and his daughter on the side of it that supposedly had drowned, and Lydia, whenever he said that he was going to help you, you traveled to that city. Did you go by bus?
yes, yes.
hmm And
I
for
went
people,
by bus, so I stayed with this lady that I don't know.
how long did it take you to get there by bus?
Ah, I think 14 hours or so.
Yeah. And it's not like buses here, guys. In the cities that have buses, it's not like you hop on a bus, it's air
No,
conditioned
and
and you're
not back
driving.
then. Not back then.
Oh, well,
Now they have beautiful buses
mhm,
everywhere. But
that,
back then, No, you can carry a chicken, a pork, everything in the bus.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and no air conditioning. And some of the small towns in Mexico still have that. Like when Lydia and I were talking, that everyone's idea of Mexico is that people are dirt poor and living in cardboard boxes, and it's not true. There are a lot of very, very wealthy people.
No, and remember, I was living in Guadalajara.
Mhm.
Guadalajara is a huge
Big
and
town,
beautiful city.
exactly. So she was, somewhere that had all kinds of restaurants and stores and that kind of stuff. But when you go to, like, if you notice the picture that was on the announcement for tonight and you see the guy that is on the horse, that is actually my husband that is on that horse. That is us I took that picture. And if all of the land, as far as you can see in that picture, is owned by my husband's family. So, but I wanted to put that picture there to show, again, somebody that you guys can know and relate to, and to see just a small speck of how pretty that it is whenever you get out away from the tourist towns that everybody goes to in Mexico. Mexico is a beautiful country, and where my husband is from, it is literally like a Hallmark movie. It is picture perfect. So when Lydia is now telling her story about dealing with this coyote, mind you, that they're trusting, and he has placed her in a home, because what you do normally, if you're going to deal with a coyote, you don't go and meet him and say, like, "Hi, Carlos, nice to meet you," and he's going to cross you that day. It doesn't work that way. You prepare. There are steps that you take to ensure that, like, they get their groups and stuff, but they plan it all out, and you leave and you do what they say. They become in control of your life. Correct, Lydia?
Mostly.
Yep. So you were staying at the lady's house that you did not know.
No, I didn't know, and she's supposed to. But then when she saw the girls, she said, "I'm not gonna take the girls in the river." So she called the guy and she told him, "I'm not taking the girls." And then he goes, "Okay, I'm calling my daughters," because he was in Mexico at that time, but he lives in El Paso. So he called her daughters. He had two beautiful daughters, teenagers, I guess. I don't even know. So he told them to go to Ciudad Juarez and pick up these two girls at night, in the middle of the night,
Now, and your
and
daughters were what
pretend
age then?
5, 4, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
So he told the girls, go in the middle of the night, put the girls in the back seat of the pickup truck, and just pretend that they're sleeping.
Okay, but so now here we are, though, Lydia. You have someone is going to pay this gentleman. That's the way a coyote works. He has placed you in the home of a woman that you don't know that works with him.
He wasn't charging anything. He was helping
Mhm.
my mother. He
Okay,
was a friend of my mother from
from the old
when
days.
they were kids.
Okay, so
The only one who got paid was the lady in Ciudad Juarez.
mhm.
She got paid because she don't know her, she don't know me, and she don't know anybody. So yeah, she needs to get paid.
But
Yeah, she's taking a big risk herself too, but hopefully
she
they're
at least
treating
has a
people
heart
right when
to.
they do it. They're treating people like humans, I hope.
Well, oh no, the coyotes, they are going to do,
I
Cindy.
know a lot of people die in that situation with
I'm
Is,
coyotes.
sorry, I cannot hear Cindy.
she's saying that she knows that a lot of people die in that situation crossing the border, and
Yeah,
that
yes.
she hopes that the coyotes treat people as humans. But when you have the ones that are money hungry and they cross the big groups of people,
Yeah, they don't care about anything but the money. Those don't.
No, that wasn't my case. No, I,
right?
I was by myself with the lady, and
Mhm.
I was young. Remember, I was only 27, and
I can imagine how.
and I wasn't weighing 180 pounds. So
Heck, I get scared if I have a flat tire. I can't imagine, and I'm stranded somewhere. I can't imagine being in that situation, how scary that must be, knowing that you put your trust and your life into these people's hands and you have to trust them and you don't know if you can trust them. I mean, that's unimaginable.
Well, not even her own life, but here she's got her two daughters that
Yeah,
are 4 and 6,
exactly.
that she now has separated herself from them.
and I
And
want to
raised them.
do that. I just say no, 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 no. No, no. If I'm gonna go, I'm going with them. And the
Mhm.
lady told me, no, the river is really dangerous.
Now, can you imagine Lydia, though?
You can manage to cross, and the water is gonna go up to your neck.
Mhm.
So, meaning you have to either carry the girls on your arms, and you're not gonna be carrying two,
That's right. I was just going to say that.
because
How could you?
you three are gonna die.
That's right. As short as you are, how could you possibly carry two children that are 4 and 6 years old in a river that is known for having such a strong undercurrent? It changes just like here in Florida, where the intercoastal is. You'll see the beautiful water during the daytime, but when the tide goes out, it goes from beautiful full water to it's gravel. You can go out and walk where there was just water hours ago. And that's
Yeah,
what intercoastal
yeah.
here are known for. But
That's one thing I want you all to know about Lydia, is that Lydia is a strong woman. And I don't mean physically strong, which she probably is physically strong too, but she is a strong woman. She don't back down. When she's right, and she's a strong woman. She definitely does. She's not a pushover. So I can imagine how she fought for her daughters in that situation, because she's a strong
I
woman.
couldn't back up, Cindy. I couldn't. It was no future for me in Mexico, so I couldn't back up. I had to do what I had to do at
Yeah,
the moment.
well, I mean, you got to do what you have to do for your children. So, I can see that, as strong as a woman as you are, you still had your daughters. You did something that went against your own feelings and beliefs to make sure your daughters got what they needed. So, because anything could have happened.
I told the lady, the girls, uh, if I didn't survive the river, please, please send my kids to Chicago, because I wasn't sure.
And that's what I mean by you're a strong woman, because I don't know if I could have done that. I mean, even though it would have been the best thing, to get your girls across by any means necessary, but you literally put your life on the line to get your girls across, and because anything could have happened.
Cindy,
And when you
sometimes you have a choice. Back then, I don't have a
No
choice.
choice. Right. Exactly. You did what you had to do. There was no choice. And that takes a very strong person
I
to
just
do that.
don't.
well, and
But
even
anyway,
where
when they come,
Lydia lived, though, at that time, and being in a larger city, a lot of businesses are family owned. It isn't like she could have walked into a store and said, "Hey, can I have a job?" Because they're already filled. And the jobs for women, even today in Mexico, are very hard for women to get because men are known as the providers. And just in that country, as here, there are men who walk away from their family and totally give up their obligations. And then it falls back in a decent family, like on her brothers. The brothers are the caretakers of the family. If their sisters need something, it is their job. I just said to Lydia last night that whenever, like when somebody is supposed to get married, for example, and if a guy has said that he's going to marry this girl and committed to her, and he backs out of the marriage, or he got her pregnant, say, before them being married, the old saying is, she's got a lot of brothers. You better move out of the country because they're going to get you. The brothers are the protectors and the caretakers of the family. So, but Lydia couldn't rely on that forever. you know, and
No,
whatever.
because back then my brother was single.
Hmm.
So he always said, "Don't worry about it, don't worry about it." But the day I spoke to him, I told him, "What if you get married?
Hmm.
Do you think your wife is gonna be very okay with you to send money to Mexico to your lazy sister? The depends on you." And he goes, "If I'm the only one who works, he's gonna have to swallow."
Well, if his
And
wife
I go,
truly
"No."
loved him, then she would understand his love for his family is the way I see it. If she didn't understand why he was sending money home to his family, then she probably wasn't the right woman.
Well, but it's easier said than done, Cindy, because when you are on this side though too, on the side of the wife, when you're on this side, and especially if you're illegal and you're working a job that's paying nothing, and you've got a slum landlord that's charging you an outrageous amount of rent and you're barely surviving, you might not even have that extra money to send back.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. But to marry a woman who tells you you can't, if there's ever any extra, send it to your family is wrong too. I mean,
mhm.
you got to understand they love their families and they want the best for them. So if there's something you can do to help your family back there, do it.
Definitely. Well, Lydia, the girls crossed first, correct?
Yeah, they actually they crossed the border the same night
And
I
explain what
crossed
happened.
the river.
How? Because when
Well,
you're in Mexico and driving, you still, regardless of what city, you have to go to the checkpoints to cross into the United States. There are people.
well, no, they I guess well they're very white girls because believe it or not, Mexico have a lot of white people.
Mhm.
Not me, but my mother is like what she's she's the color of Cindy's.
Right.
She's
My
very very
sister-in-law
white.
also. My sister-in-law also. She
Pale,
was here.
pale feet.
Yep.
And then they're very nice, young, beautiful. So they got to the border and they asked him obviously for the girls, and the girls were just asleep, you know. And my daughter, my 6-year-old daughter, say, "Mommy, I wasn't sleeping. I was so scared." But she said that the güerita, because they call the güerita my little girl, because she was a güerita. She was very blonde.
Mhm.
And she said she was asleep, but I wasn't. And the girls just got, like sending kisses to the guys and stuff like that. So they don't bother them. So they just cross. As soon as they cross, they phone the lady and say, "We already on El Paso." So then the lady said, "Okay, well, we're gonna wait till 5 o'clock in the morning." And we wait and wait and wait by the
Okay. Now,
by
did
the river.
did the payment have to be sent to her immediately though?
No, 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 no. This guy, I guess this guy, I don't
Worked it
even
out with,
remember
he
his
worked it
name.
out with her.
He was friend of hers, so I don't know when she got paid. I don't know any of that
Okay.
stuff. I
Well,
don't
see,
know.
like in our family, whenever they have crossed, the coyotes will go right to Western Union. They make the phone call. They will
Oh
say,
no, 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 oh
I
no,
am
it
here.
wasn't the case.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
see, that's when you don't know, when you
Hmm.
don't know the people. But
And well, they stay
these
right with them. They
people,
don't release them
this
until
guy
you
know my
quit.
mother, so he wasn't messing up my
Right.
mother.
Hmm.
So anyway, we wait on the by the river around 5 o'clock. We start walking into the water, nude, only with my panties and my bra. My pants and my blouse was on top of my head because I don't want it to get wet. Because remember, you have nothing else,
Right.
and you need to be on the other side, and you cannot be wet. I
Right.
Yeah,
guess
Walking around that
that
you're
kind of a
soaking. Okay.
giveaway. You walking around wet near the river. Yeah, that's kind of a giveaway.
Hmm.
I cannot hear you. Anyway, it was the second day of January, so you just can imagine how cold the water was.
Hmm. Now,
So
was it only you and the woman crossing?
yes. There's only me and her. So then she was
So
very heavy.
hold on, Lydia. So two women in January, and there you are in your only in your underwear.
Yes.
You could have been raped, killed, anything. No one to defend you. Two women in this river.
Yeah.
It says a
Yeah.
lot
But
about you for
no,
courage.
no, no. You have to risk it. You have to do it. You have, again, you have no choice. So then when we start walking into the water is just going up and up and up until you got it up to here. And then sometimes, when the waves of the water, you just have to go underwater and come up, and finally you got to the other end of the river. And it was like very huge thing it's not like flat. So you have to crawl all these things up. And how you gonna crawl it? It's hard. And you almost frozen. And
Your
but
muscles get stiff when you're that cold too, which would make
so
it harder to
so
climb.
I got my things from my head and I throw it out. And I start crawling up and I make it to the top. But the lady couldn't make it because she was so heavy. She was heavy, heavy, heavy. So then she couldn't make it, and I was like, "What am I supposed to do here?" So I jumped back underwater and push her up, and then finally she got it up, and then I crawl it back again. It was like 5:45, 6 o'clock, and then we get dressed, and of course we were wet, and that's why we were called wetbacks. Yeah, because we got our back wet.
That right
And
there
so
says
then,
a lot about you too, because you could have just left her in that desperate situation, but you didn't leave her. You stopped and helped her.
no, how can I leave her there? I don't know
Exactly.
how.
That's how
I,
you think, and that's how I would think. But there's a lot of people that wouldn't think that way. They'd have just left her butt there and took off for their own self.
Exactly.
Would have been every man for themselves. And
so
unfortunately, there's
no,
too many people
no,
who think
no,
that
poor
way.
lady. So
Right.
this at this time it was like almost the sun was just kind of trying to come out, but not really. And she told me the migra, meaning the ice, is gonna come. So when they come, we're gonna run to the corner, a specific corner. So we wait for them, they pass, and we ran to the corner. So we stay there until they make the turn and come back again, and they pass again. And like 35 minutes later, a bus come. So we get on the bus, and we can tell the people no that we just crossed the river because we were just wet, totally wet. We took the bus and I don't know how many minutes or nothing. I was just praying that my kids are okay when I get to the house. Finally, luckily, we just took one bus and they left us at the corner of the house. So we got there, and when I see my kids, I, I couldn't say nothing but, oh my God, thanks God, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hug the girls and I thank him for everything. And they said, don't worry about it. Everything is okay. Blah, blah, blah. They're very nice family. So finally, they called the father and they said, Lydia's here with the girls. And he said, okay, let her stay there for about 3 or 4 days. So here I am in a very strange house with two girls. So those 3 4 days, I become the maid again because I wanted to
Show them that you appreciated them.
to be grateful for
Right.
the things that they just do for me. So
Because Lydia, I don't want to interrupt, but the reason that you stayed there was because you still could have been picked up and taken back or deported back, correct?
no, 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 no. The reason is because they wanted to study the situation in the airport because the guy wasn't in there. Remember, he was in Mexico, and he don't want to expose his girls either.
Right.
So he told the girls, go to the airport, buy the tickets, and wait. So and then
Wait a minute. So the girls bought the tickets for who?
for me and my kids.
To get to Chicago?
So they bought the tickets, and then he told them, just go to the airport with them. And he told me, and you stay there, sitting down with the girls, and don't go into the plane until it's ready to close the flight.
That's right.
So when it's ready, they're gonna say, and he told me in English. And he made me repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat to make sure that I understand the words. And then I couldn't get it. So he told to my oldest girl, and then she got it right away. And he goes, okay, go to the airport. So they took us to the airport. We sitting there. Everything is boring, and you know. And at the last minute, we just run to the plane. So it was no time to check or anything. Just took the passes and let us in.
Mhm.
And it was, and there we go,
Amen.
straight
But
to Chicago.
And if those of you, again, that are in the chat are listening and following Lydia's story, it is a big difference of what we hear on the news today and the reason that we have all these detention centers for these children. Those children in the detention centers are supposed to be coming from across the border. And everyone that is in Mexico knows very, very few people actually physically cross the border walking or water with their children. They are passed other ways. I'm not going to give away all the secrets.
No, please don't.
They
Yeah.
are passed other ways so that they are not in jeopardy or exposed to the elements, because even if it's not freezing, like she's talking about in January, during the summertime on either side of the border, you've got extreme temperatures to deal with. And mothers are not going to expose their children to that. So these kids that are sitting in these detention centers in all these different states are not children that are crossing across the border by water or by land. They are actual children living here in the United States.
Well, and also you were talking about, women being raped and, that kind of concern when you're doing it. And I'm guessing there's a huge concern that the people that are the authorities that are going to pick them up are probably raping some of these women too.
Of course they are. That's what I said. Like the problem that is going on in Arizona, in the middle of the desert, and the cases are never solved, and they're found all the time. And so, and nobody really cares, or they would do more about it. It's gone on for years and years and years. And so what has happened to these women, and then they've been murdered and just, or left there, literally to die after they've been tortured and raped. Who knows who's doing it, or if it's both sides that's doing it. But the fact of the matter is
Imagine that it is.
that there's a lot of women that have lost their lives just trying to get to a better life.
There's probably people that seek out these jobs just to have the opportunity to rape somebody because they know either nobody's going to believe these women and or people are not going to care.
Well, now, do you think, Cindy, for one moment, whenever like there are ICE agents that say they get a group of 30 or 40 of them and they line everybody up, you don't think there's ones that take every dime that they've got Of course.
Oh, I'm sure they take everything they have.
You don't think
Sure.
that like with drugs coming into our country and the problem that we have here with the drugs that come from Mexico, because they come from all over the world, but you don't think that the Mexicans aren't helped on this side, and they're paying some people some pretty big bucks to give them that green light and let them right on in? Of course they are.
Of course, yes.
As long as there is a chance to make money and you are a low life and you're just all about greed, you are going to make dirty money any way you can. And
Yeah, they're going to exploit it, because just listening to Lydia's story, guy was obviously very experienced. He knew what they needed to do right at the time they needed to do it. So obviously there's so many ways to do it, and they're very experienced at doing it.
well, that's why you hire them. When the president had first come in with this cutting down on people at the border and stuff, and he said, oh, the number of people coming in has been cut in half right now. Yeah, because the price of the coyotes went up to 14 grand or more, and who can afford that? But see, he didn't add that part, that it's just too expensive to cross right now. And then when people weren't able to pay that money, the coyotes had no choice but to lower their price some, because that's an unrealistic number for people that are coming here to work.
Well, if they had that kind of money just in their pocket, then they obviously have, a good life where they're at. Why would they need to come here? Because, other than to join family. But if you got that kind of money, then you're doing okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I couldn't come up with that kind of money like at the top of my, I'd have to do some real, finagling to come up with that kind of money.
People here don't realize how good we have it here. And
No, we don't.
on the other side of the border, when they see our television shows and movies and stuff, they think that we're even wealthier. There are people that are very wealthy that will cross with no papers to get here to make even more money and stuff, so there are wealthy who do it. It's not always poor people. I was telling Lydia that there is, and the lowest amount that was paid, say, even 20 years ago, 25 years ago, the lowest amount that I know of people paying to a coyote was either $4,000 or $5,000. That was the cheapest. So imagine paying that at that
We
time.
pay 1,000.
Okay, well, see, but so the cheapest pay 20 or 25 years ago of people I know of was 4,000 or 5,000,
And I
it
say we, but it really wasn't me. It
right.
was my mother who paid
Well,
for it.
we waited for the phone call, and then you go at nighttime, of course, and you're going to Western Union it, and the coyote stays right there to collect their money, and then they disappear. So, but whenever you got here, Lydia, did life all of a sudden just become rainbows and sparkles and stuff for you?
No, no. It was very dark. I mean, it was okay at the beginning because I finally was with my family and able to look for a job, but I don't know how, and I don't know anything. So one friend of my mother, they used to work from 11 to 7 in the morning. So she always come with my mother and take me to look for a job for 2 hours, from 9 to 11, I think. And she went all over to look for a job for me, and nothing, nothing, nothing. So finally, one day, one of her friends' daughter called her and say, "Hey, they are hiring people in this company." And she said, "Okay." So she told me. We went and I applied, and they hired me. I was making uh, $1.10 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And it was okay. It was perfect for me because I wasn't paying rent or buying food or anything, but it was okay. So I was working, and
Now, did they know though? Did you speak English?
No,
Did the company know pretty much that you were without papers?
no, they didn't ask for anything, so I don't say anything.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
I didn't answer questions that they not ask.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me something, I answer, and you don't answer, then you don't. If you don't ask, I'm not gonna say something.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I worked
And
there,
that's smart.
and
Yeah,
I was
that's the way
working.
you should always be.
So one morning, I was walking to my job, 5 o'clock in the morning, and this guy became from nowhere and grabbed me from my hair and uh, took me to the alley with a ice pick in my neck and raped me. I just don't know how I survived it. I still questioning myself. And he knew me because he always told me, if you open your eyes, I will kill you. So obviously he don't want to be recognized. So do you think I opened my eyes? No. And he was a white guy because he didn't speak Spanish. And I was left by the alley. And again, it was the 21st day of February in Chicago when the streets are frozen and it's just horrible weather. So I was like not dead, but dead inside dead. So I grabbed my coat, I covered myself up, and I ran back to my house, to my mother's house. And I was screaming and falling and standing up again and keep running. And when my brother hear me, he come out in his underwear because everybody was sleeping. And he grabbed me and he goes, "What happened?" So I told him, and he called my mother immediately. He was living in the basement, and they called the police. And the police say, "So what happened?" Like, so then I tried to explain, and I couldn't because they don't speak Spanish. They speak English. So one of my sisters trying to explain to them, and one of the police officers says, "No, let her explain, unless you were there." And she goes, "No, I wasn't there, but she don't know how to explain it. She don't speak English." And then he goes, "But why? Why she don't speak English?" And then my sister got upset and she said, "Because she just don't speak English." And well, I tried, but it wasn't good enough. So they took me to the hospital, run all kind of stupid tests, and sent me back home. The next day, I show up at work, and my boss asked me, "So what happened yesterday? Why? How come you didn't come to work and you didn't even call?" And I explained the situation to him,
No,
and he goes,
hold on, Lydia. Hold on. Here, you have just been raped and brutalized by a guy the day before, and yet you're strong enough to go to work the following day,
"Remember, I have
so
two
you don't lose
girls,
your job.
and I don't want to lose my job." So then I explained to him, and he goes, "So, so you need to go to a therapist." And I go, "A therapist?" And he goes, "Yes, you need therapy." And I go, so what do you mean? And then he goes, you need to take at least 2 weeks at home. And I go, so are you going to pay me for being home to go see a therapist? And he goes, no, but you need to. And I go, I'm sorry, I cannot do that. I need my check every week. Because back then I was just saving my money for me to get an apartment for me and my girls. So then he told me, so you're not gonna go? And then I go, no. So then
Well, now, why? Hold on a second. Why, when you came here, why didn't you go on public aid? Why did you get food stamps?
Rebecca, please.
No, you need to explain.
People who have no documents here don't have public aid. The other day, actually, someone put something on Facebook saying that 25 million people came here to how do they say, to get money from the government to vote and get a driver license, which is absolutely wrong. You don't do that. At least I didn't get anything.
That's right, because you don't. But I wanted you to share that, Lydia, because people think that, the Mexicans come here illegally and live off our system. They're not entitled to anything. They get absolutely zero, nothing.
Of course not.
So, but a lot of people don't realize that. It's other Spanish that are here and allowed to come here, and like Puerto Ricans can come here because they're a U.S. territory, and they're entitled immediately, day one that they come here, a Puerto Rican, because they're part of the United States. But for a Mexican, they are entitled to zero. Some states have now started allowing them to get a legal driver's license. And
but you know why? No.
It's American.
Exactly.
If you do an accident, they have insurance then versus you being hit by somebody with a driver's license. I mean, with no driver's license and no insurance.
Exactly.
And a lot of men work, like say they'll pick one person if they're living in a group of 6 or 8 guys. One person will be the one that drives everybody to work, and they don't have the car to go out running around and stuff in. They do it because that's the only way to get to where there's a job here for them. But now, like I said, some states have allowed them to start getting driver's licenses, and they do the responsible thing and they get insurance so that they are covered. They're responsible people. But as far as a food stamp or a check, it doesn't matter if Lydia had 50 children. She's not getting a piece of bread or 1 penny from the U.S. government if she is here undocumented.
And not only that, if I have 2 hands, I'm not going to ask for anything to anybody. I'm more than willing to work for whatever I need or my family.
Right.
So I didn't took the therapy. I didn't because I couldn't afford it. And the benefits from work just weren't there. There's no benefits like today. You got hurt and you got workers' comp and you sue the company and all this crap.
If you are legal.
Yeah,
but remember, I wasn't.
If you're not legal, you probably can't get benefits anyway.
No, I told Lydia the story of what happened to someone that I know that was working at a restaurant, and he was working like 80 hours a week and not getting a paycheck because the owner of the restaurant was charging him for broken plates and cups. Even though he wasn't the one who broke them, the owner always came up with things that he was not getting a paycheck. So, and that went on for like 6 or 7 weeks, that he had no money, not a dime, until I went into the restaurant.
Wow.
Had a conversation.
Juan, did you say?
Pardon me?
Did you say this was Juan?
No, not Juan. It was actually my brother-in-law.
Okay, so they were getting away without paying him at all because they were charging him for all kinds of
correct.
things.
Yes. So when people think that these guys that are undocumented are coming here and having these great lives, they're not. There is so much suffering that they're going through. Even right now, currently here in Florida, the ICE agents hit early in the morning. They are on our major highways. They have what's called a spotter that has binoculars. They watch for the vans and multiple people in a vehicle. The spotter will radio ahead to ICE agents, and then they will block them and pull them over. And then all the guys split from the van to try not to be arrested. We just had a friend of ours 2 weeks ago.
So
He
they go in different directions, so they
uh-huh,
can't possibly go after all of them.
exactly. But our friend had to run into the woods, and he's been at his job, by the way, for 22 years. 22 years he's worked for the same American employer, but he had to go into the woods and say to his wife, ICE has got everybody except for me and another guy. I had to leave the vehicle and I'm going to get through here and I'll tell you where to come and pick me up. But if people want to be angry at somebody for these people that are here with no documentation, how about be angry at the American employers that are taking them, abusing them, not paying them fair wages, not giving them benefits and stuff, and working them like dogs? So if you want to be angry at somebody, they wouldn't be coming here, and not just from Mexico, but from Guatemala, from El Salvador, and they travel through Mexico. But yet, if your skin is brown and you cross the border in Mexico into the United States, well, by God, you're a Mexican. And that's just not the case. So
Oh, no,
if the American employer was penalized, though, with huge fines or even jail time, would people be coming here for work? Have you heard at all our country saying we're going to start cracking down on these employers? Not at all. And they actually, any employer in any state can apply for migrant workers. They go to the government and say, I have this manufacturing facility. I do not have enough workers to manufacture my product. They are then allowed to bring them in on migrant visas. When they bring them in, and again, we have them right here, very near to the town I live, they will put 8 or 10 people in an efficiency apartment. They do not pay them minimum wage. They're treating them absolutely horrible, not paying overtime, the whole bit. And these guys are just so grateful to have a job to send money to their wife and kids or their mother and sisters. They put up with being abused day after day after day. We have farms here. I don't want to say the type of farm where the women are paid 25 cents a plant in 2019, a quarter. If you cut 100 in a day, look what you've made. Or 500, look what you've made. And they're doing this backbending work for decades, and then bringing their children into it, all because they don't have a piece of paper that says you're legal here and you have the right to work. They're adding to our economy this 25 million that they want to talk about. Remember, they're buying food, they're buying clothes, they're renting
yes, a lot
apartments.
of it goes right back into our economy. And I think also that's something that a lot of people don't think about, is that not all of them actually want to stay here and live here and become a citizen. They want to come here and earn a living and, go back. They don't always necessarily
Exactly.
want to stay here. And if it's jobs that nobody else wants, why not? They're not, it's just ridiculous. And if they're qualified for an even better job, then so be it. I don't see the problem with that either.
Well, again, it's the American employment force, though, that takes total advantage of them. Mexican people are strong by nature and they're silent in their voices.
Yeah, if they
They don't.
change the laws to
don't
make it easier for these people to do that, and like you said, punish some of these employers, then you could cut down on a lot of that stuff. But they just ignore it and lump it all into, though they're just coming here to get a U.S. citizenship. Well, that isn't always necessarily the case.
Mm-mm. No.
And you know what? I'll be honest with you. When I lived in San Diego, it is they're right. Tijuana's right there, so there's a large Mexican population there, and they're just the best people. I just didn't see the problem. They're just really great people and very hard working. So, and most of them were just coming in to make money and then go back home. They didn't necessarily want to stay in the U.S. They just wanted to support their families. And they were doing jobs that Americans thought they were too good to do. And often I think some of these people, they know more about our Constitution and our country than a lot of Americans do. They make better Americans than we do a lot of times.
Exactly. Oh, I can tell you with my husband, if you ever wanted to play Constitution trivia or law trivia,
Probably lose, right?
no, I'm not kidding, because he appreciates the fact of being an American citizen 150%.
He's more proud of it than we are. We take it for granted that, all the things that privileges and stuff we get as Americans, we take we take for granted that we are deserving and that it's owed to us. But that's the problem. Not everything's owed to you in life. You need to work for things.
Well, but even if you come here,
sometimes.
If you come here legally, even from Mexico, and say you come here and you're able to get a green card, because you can go from visa to green card to citizen, but it takes a long period of time to do that. And if the only difference between a green card gives you permanent residency here, and you have to renew it every, I don't know if it's 15 years or 10 years.
10 years.
And so it has to be renewed. And there are people that just keep renewing and renewing and renewing because it gives them every right in this country except the right to vote. They cannot vote until they become a U.S. citizen. But they pay into Social Security. They have to be given benefits just as you or I would be because they're here legally. So some people choose not to ever become a citizen. And then there are the ones that go through the process and apply. Like you could no longer, years ago, 20, 25 years ago, there was always the mail order brides that you could get, marry somebody, get your citizenship. That also has been taken away. You cannot marry an American in order to get your citizenship. You can't do that anymore for your spouse.
I don't think it's ever been that you marry an American to get your green card.
Oh yeah, no, well,
not the citizen.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah. So you get your green card, but then you go from your green card to apply.
You have to wait 5 years.
5 years. That's right.
Without any penalty, any violation of the law.
That's right.
To apply for the American citizenship.
Mm-hmm. So it's a long process, and it's expensive, and it's lengthy, and it's a lot of paperwork. And
now it's very expensive. Before it was $110.
Mm-hmm.
When I applied for mine, it was $110, but now it's like $1,000 or so.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't do it on your own, don't feel comfortable doing the paperwork and stuff by yourself, then you hire an abogado, an attorney, and the attorney can cost thousands of dollars. It just all depends on what they want to charge you. And what we know somebody right now that it's a horror story, but he has paid this attorney like $14,000 and the man has done nothing for him.
No, people are stupid too.
Exactly. Because he's believing because it says attorney on the door. So everything that the man has told him, he believed, the attorney.
Sometimes I don't believe in myself, so I'm not going to believe in anybody else.
Right. Well, I just wanted to get those points out there, though, so that people understand instead of, well, why don't they just come here legally? It literally, to get a visa, even to get out of Mexico, to come legally, you better have some bucks so that you can put it in somebody's hand so that you get it.
You can't. No, you cannot come here legally. When they say come here legally, how are you going to do it? Show me. Tell me how.
Exactly.
And I'll do it. There's no way you're going to do it.
That's right.
if we made it more possible for that to happen, we'd have a lot less illegal problems with, we'd have a lot less of those problems if we
Sorry,
did make
Cindy,
it
I cannot hear
possible.
you.
There would be a lot less violence surrounding it, and it cost us money to keep people out. Why not take that money and help these people rather than, spending it doing what we're doing is just not the answer.
Mhm. Well, I just wanted to get those important points out there about applying and stuff and free benefits for undocumented people because there are no free benefits. So, but Lydia, if you will continue on with your story about what happened and the jobs you worked and stuff, and I'm going to excuse myself here just for about 5 minutes. I've got to. My dogs have their legs crossed, but I can hear you. And Cindy, if you can speak so that she can hear you, so I know that where I'm placing my.
Okay. All right.
Can you hear her, Lydia?
Yeah, I can
I'm
hear
gonna
her
try
better
and
now.
get close to my microphone without.
So you can ask me
guys
questions,
with
Cindy,
my
so I
face.
can hear you. So try to hear you.
Can
Exactly.
you hear me?
Can you ask me questions, Cindy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As long as you can hear me. So, where did you go after you were in this?
Can you go back a little bit? Can you go back a little bit? Yeah, right
Okay.
there.
When you were in the apartment and you were cleaning and everything to help, so that you felt like you were, thanking them, where did you go after that? What happened after that point?
Now, mind you, she's been raped at her job. I mean, she's been raped walking to work to her job. So you're working.
So yeah, I was working back then, and I was trying to save money for my kids and I to get an apartment.
Now, were
So
you still staying with
eventually,
the same people at that point? Where were you staying at that point when you were raped? Was that in the very beginning, or where were you staying at that point?
no, it was like 6 months later
Okay.
when I got
She's
here,
when her brother was there, remember?
and
They-
I was living with my mother and my whole family.
Okay, so you were trying to get an apartment for you and your daughters. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, finally, I got my apartment with my daughters, and then I find out that it wasn't that easy. So I need a second job. So I went to look for another job and another factory. So the job starts at 4 o'clock to 12:30, I think, at night. So I get off from at 3:30. Luckily for me, it was close enough. So I get off at 3:30. I almost ran to the other place and work to 12:30, and then go back home. Get up again at 5 o'clock, and it was my routine for years. Finally, the company the first company uh, decided to close, and I got laid off. But back then, I got my papers already because the law changed, and now my mother was able to ask for me, and she asked the government for me, and we follow every single thing, and got my green card. This was in 1979. So I went to Mexico to pick up my cards and my kids' card and come back. The
Explain,
green card don't
explain,
make any difference for me
Lydia,
to look for a job
explain, please, why you had to go back to Mexico and re-enter.
because I went to get my green card.
Right, okay, but explain to the people, though, why when you enter illegally, why they make you go back and come back.
I don't understand the question.
You have to, whenever, did they make you, because they kept changing it, how they did it, did you have to exit the country and re-enter legally?
No. I went to the consul in Monterrey City in Mexico to pick up my car. I cannot pick it up here on
Right.
U.S. land. I need
Uh-huh.
to go back and pick it up.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
when
Exactly.
I come back, I come back legal
Yeah,
or
that's exactly what I'm
document.
saying. Okay, but so that people understand that, so she's been here all this time, and then for her to get her stuff and going to the consulate because she was illegal, she had to go there to pick it up because it had to be done with her entering legally, which is totally stupid because then you have to pay to go back to Mexico to then come back legally to get your card. It makes no sense
Yeah, it
whatsoever.
was the law back then,
Exactly.
and you need
Yeah, and
to
I
follow the
bet
law.
you were pretty nervous that something would go wrong and they wouldn't let you re-enter too.
I'm sorry.
Said, I'm guessing you were pretty nervous that something would happen that they wouldn't let you re-enter again too.
Actually, I was very nervous because sometimes when you go to the consul, they deny the green card,
Exactly. So yeah, you were
and
taking a
then
big
you got
chance
stuck
in
there.
going back.
So luckily, by then my girls speak fluent English, and I try to. I think I speak the same English I speak today, very broken, but I was able to pass, I guess, the test with the consul, and they give us the green card and say, "Welcome to America." And
Very nice.
and when I got my cards in my hands, I told the lady, "Oh, I thought that we were in America because America is from the top to the bottom.
Very
I
good.
am,
So, and
I
again,
am in America."
congratulations. Welcome to America.
But she said, "Welcome to America," and I'm like,
Exactly.
"Excuse
The
me,"
land of
but
the
I
fruits
didn't
and
say
nuts.
nothing. I didn't say nothing before I had my cards in my hand.
I heard
Because
that.
I'm not stupid. And then she started just laughing because it is the truth. You just call American who lives in USA territory, and it's not true. We all Americans.
Exactly.
Even the Canadian people are Americans.
Yes, we're all, yes. I mean, doesn't matter. Shouldn't matter whether you're from North or South America. You are an American.
Exactly. But then when I come back, I stay in Mexico like 2 days. I don't want to stay there. I was afraid that something happened. I lost the cars and something. So I just want to come back.
Yeah,
So
go right back.
I came back, and let me tell you, to have the green card really didn't help me to get a job. The only thing to help me to get a job was uh, the thing that I was always thinking, I need to get a job for my kids. I don't care if it was factory or anything like that. Luckily, the company who closed give us money to go to school. So I went to school to become a how do you call this? Um, Medical assistant.
Yes, an MA. Yes.
Yeah, and I got obviously laid off because it was closing. So then one of my friends got a job cleaning houses. So then I told her, "Well, can you hook me up with some people so I can clean houses too?" And she goes, "Yeah, there's so many people there." So then I changed my classes to the evening for me to clean houses in the morning so I can go to school at night.
Jesus, Lydia, you just were going night, God, morning, noon, and night to support your family. That's just, ugh, not
I
right.
I cannot find other ways, Cindy.
So, yeah, I know you did what you had to do, and I really admire you for it because you were willing to do whatever it is you had to do. But let me ask you this. Do you think once you got your green card, and you had trouble finding a job, was it just because there were no jobs, or was it because now that you have a green card, they have to pay you more or treat you better, or, now that you're legally working, they don't have as much control over you, can't abuse you as much? What do you think the reason is that you had more trouble finding a job?
No, because usually the companies were closing up. A lot of companies were closing up
So
to
they just
move
weren't available.
out of the country.
Gotcha.
Like my company moved to Mexico. Some other companies moved to China.
Isn't that ironic? You're going to
Yeah,
Mexico.
yeah. Because in Mexico they don't pay. They pay like whatever they want, and everything is fine. So there's what happened. So then I wore when I got my diploma from become a medical assistant. I was the only one who doesn't speak English well enough, who was 40 something years old, who was cleaning houses in the morning and have a full schedule at home, who made perfect attendance
Wow.
and got honors in my class.
Nice. And I know that is not an easy program. Anybody who's ever done that program, that's not an easy program. And for you to get through the book part of it, with having, not speaking perfect English says a lot about you, that you probably had to do a lot of extra studying compared to
No, let me tell you what I did.
Of the English language.
Let me tell you what I did. I asked the teacher if I can record the class.
Yes.
Because I couldn't pick up everything.
Exactly.
So I asked her if I can record the class, and she asked me why. And I go, because I need to do the homework at night, and sometimes I don't remember well enough. And it wasn't that. It was that I couldn't understand.
Right. It's the language.
The first time.
That's why I'm saying you would have had to have studied twice as hard as the next person because of the language barrier. And I know it's not an easy program. And anytime you take any kind of nursing or anything in the medical field and it's a fast track thing, they shove a lot at you in a short time. And they don't give you much room for error on exams. You either know it or you don't. And that grade point, it's really hard. It's tough to get through. They, you can score an 80 on a test and flunk it because they want to make sure you know.
Yeah. It is a hard test also.
Yes, it is.
You had to back then you need to draw blood from somebody.
Yeah, they still make MAs draw blood.
Yeah. There's it's horrible.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. There's
but
a lot of book learning. So
with all my passion that I put in it.
Yep.
In the middle of this
learning, so the fact that you got through
all these things, I got married for second time. And I had two wonderful kids.
Okay. Go ahead.
And I keep working. I never quit working. I work myself up, and when my kids were growing up, we decided to buy a house. And since I was raped way back, I told my husband I need a house that is close to the bus stop and close to a school. If they have to walk to a bus stop, it's not far. It's close, so they can, run. Back then, I was walking like 5-6 blocks to get to the bus stop. So it was a long walk.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought our house. And
but now when you're at that point, though, Lydia, you have gone from being in Mexico with 2 daughters on your own, crossing through a river, coming here, finally finding a job, being raped, but totally ignoring that, dealing with your life and providing for your kids. When you got your green card, you continued on working and going to school And, you did everything that every American should do. You never used an excuse. Even when you got your green card, you had all the benefits of an American citizen. You then could have been collecting public aid.
I wasn't looking for benefits.
Bingo. That is
I
the
was looking for a job. The benefits are secondary in my life, and they always been. When I was tired, and believe me, I'm a human being too. I get
Amen.
tired,
I
and
wish
I
there
used
were
to
more
take two
people.
Tylenol with a
I wish there
Coca-Cola.
were more Americans who felt that way. I know there are cases where we really do need benefits, where we physically cannot do jobs, but there are a lot of situations where there are people collecting benefits that could get out there and work. So I wish that I wish we had more Americans with that attitude that would rather work than collect benefits. When they physically can do it, they should do it.
Yeah. Well, and Cindy is going to have to excuse herself right now because she has got stuff that she's got to do, but at least she got to hear
Are
your
you done with the cake?
I got to get it finished. I got to be at that baby shower at 9:30 in the morning, so I'm not up till 2 or 3 in the morning doing it. I have to excuse myself.
I want you to open the box, Cindy.
Oh yes, I want to open the box live. Are you good with that? Because I want them to see your work.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
You want me to open it right now?
Open it right now, please.
Okay, all right. I've been waiting to do it because
I'm very proud of myself. So that's why I want you to open the box.
Okay, I'm gonna lower the camera. Rebecca, can you put it on me so they can see
Yes.
it really well?
Yes.
Let me find a pair of scissors.
And if anybody ever wonders why I am so close to Lydia and love her so much, I think you guys will agree that you will love her now even more yourselves hearing her story. So, te amo mucho, mi
Me too.
hermana.
Me too.
Keep talking, trying to get the box
Okay.
open. I guess I should have done that ahead of time. I
Well,
didn't
and
expect
Lydia has not. And Lydia, do you mind at all that if I ask you to share, not only have you worked very, very hard and to the bone, would you mind sharing maybe like the properties that you own here in America? You don't own just one home. You said you bought a house and you're very humble, but you didn't just buy a house.
Shoot.
Which is
Let's
good.
wait for Cindy to open the box.
Oh, okay. Open the box. I got a shush. She said, well,
Oh my gosh, Lydia, I love what you did with this. Oh, look at this. I cannot wait to wear this. This is gorgeous. Look at how she put it together. She's a genius with this stuff.
isn't she?
I absolutely love that. And the beautiful earrings to go with it. Girl, I'm going to find something I can wear this with to the shower in the morning.
There you go. It's
This
beautiful.
is beautiful. Lydia, I love it.
And see, she even paid attention to the fact that one of your favorite colors, because you love a certain gemstone, is green.
Yes, is green. Yep, exactly. She actually gave me my choice of green or red, and I picked the green.
I don't know if the green the stone is agate or not, Cindy. What do you
Yes,
think?
yes. This is some kind of a banded agate. It may be dyed, but it is a banded agate, and it's beautiful.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
I can't wait to wear it. I'm very excited about it. Thank you so much, Lydia. I owe
You're
you.
welcome.
And she put it on a nice chain too. You know how I am a chain snob. I like the chain.
Actually, the chain is a stainless steel, so it doesn't tarnish.
Perfect. Stainless steel is good. It works for me.
She paid attention to the details on absolutely everything. She's
And
made
the
it
hooks,
me
the
like
hooks for the earrings are sterling steel, sterling silver.
Okay, cool. So that works for me. I will definitely be wearing these tomorrow. I'm just thinking what I can wear them with, and I think I have an idea. But I will
Okay.
post a picture of my cake on Facebook when I finish it. I'll post a picture before it gets destroyed. Takes me over a week to make it, and then it gets destroyed in about 5 minutes. That's the way
Okay.
it goes.
She's just so talented though, you know, and even when you see, some people have been able to see her workspace and how she keeps all her beads and stuff. And I mean, she's meticulous.
Yes, she is
Meticulous.
very meticulous with this. I have some other pieces that she made, and I'm just thrilled with them. I wear them often.
Mhm. Absolutely wonderful. And she's just such a beautiful person and talented. And, you know, I think it's an honor. You know, we call each other sisters, and it is just an honor for me to have Lydia in my life. I love her to pieces. So she is a gift.
Lots of good comments in the chat, Lydia, on your necklace. We've gotten beautiful, gorgeous, incredibly talented Lydia. You name it, they're loving it.
Yep. And
So
let me
we
say
gotta get some of those pieces into your auctions.
real
Thank you,
quick,
Cindy.
Thank you.
Cindy,
Thank you,
I
Lydia.
have told her that, and we are working on that. So that'll be a story part 2, but we're working on that. And let me say, Lydia, so you know who is here. Hi, Elaine. And Miss Gorgeous Kim Webster herself is in the house. And beautiful Elaine is here. Hello, Elaine. And I said hi to Kim. Hi,
Hi,
Elaine.
Kim. Hi, everybody. I cannot see the chat.
I know, that's why I'm letting you know, honey. Autumn Grace, she is here. Hello, sweetie. Maury,
Even put some real pearls
hello,
in here.
Lori, and Mary Ann. Hi, beautiful. Let me see. And Belinda, hello. I said hi to you. And Cricket, my beautiful bestie. Cricket is such a sweet, sweet girl, also. And it is just great that all of you women have been here. I hope during the auction that I can get Lydia to show. She has literally, just in bracelets alone, beaded bracelets, she has hundreds of them that are made and ready for sale.
Well,
Hundreds.
she uses really high quality materials too, like these pearls are actually real pearls, and these right
They are
here
real.
look
They
like
are
they
real.
might be. I have to look at them with the glass, but these look like they could be fossilized coral. These green ones.
Yeah.
So
Those are
she
real,
uses the
Cindy.
best materials, guys.
Yeah, she has got absolutely fantastic stuff, and everything that she makes, she does it with love. And she even, like for me, she sent me, had to send pictures to make sure that I approved of what she was making for. And I said, "Oh my gosh, Lydia!" But no, she wanted to make sure that it was perfect and that I was pleased and stuff. And I mean, she's fantastic with the
She
things.
does it. Yeah, she did the same with me too. She wanted to make sure I was happy with it. And Kim Webster says she would love one of your pieces. So get together with Kim there, Lydia.
I'm sorry, Cindy.
Vicky also. Vicky is in love with your work too. Vicky has some of her pieces, and
Yes.
also, and we all love everything you've ever done for us.
Yeah, Vicky just came on right now, Lydia, and she said she's been lurking for quite a while and just amazed with Our Lady Lydia. So,
I'm glad. Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you, everybody, and hi to everybody. And
yeah.
I love everybody.
And like,
The light green is ceramic piece.
This one, these little
Yeah.
ones here, these little ones, they look like
This
could be some kind of a maybe fossilized coral or something. What are those?
I cannot remember, Cindy.
I
They
see
are
sort of
good
the.
pieces, all of them. And
thank
the
you, Belinda.
one that is big is glass.
What we will do is, Elaine, I'm going to ask her to show some of her stuff during the auction, which is going to be after the show. And last night I showed one of the rings. She made me a couple rings. They are beaded rings. The band and everything is beaded. And I mean, she did them perfect. They fit like a glove, and she can do them in any size. And like I said, she's not restricted that she can only, make just the ring or just an ear. She makes everything, absolutely everything. And she has several pieces in necklaces and stuff that are already done. In earrings, she made me a pair that match with the necklace that I have on. that she crocheted the little buttons that are at the top of it, and then it has the long tassel, and they are gorgeous, lightweight, and just beautiful. And everywhere that I wear them, I get nothing but compliments. But she's very humble. Lydia, would you show something right now?
You can
I
go
don't
ahead
know
and
if
click
I
off
don't know
me.
if you're
You're
gonna
on
be able
me.
to see
And
it.
um,
I'll make you big, and we'll be
well,
able to.
Kim wants to know if you're still wearing
I'm
the
gonna show
ring
you
you
some
showed last
earrings.
night that she made.
Am I still wearing the jewelry from last night? No, but hold on. I can get what I had on the ring last night, and what else did I have on that she made for me? I forgot. Did she do
Just the
my
ring, just the ring, I think.
Okay, I will get the ring. She made me two of them, one in blue, my favorite color that you all know, and she made me one in green that is gorgeous. But let me go get the ring.
Okay, click off of me before you go because
Rebecca, and I know you have a
and
pink necklace that I made for you
The pink
also.
quartz, I have it right here, girlfriend, and I was going to show it tonight. So now what?
okay, thank you so much,
Okay,
guys.
let's
And
see.
Lydia,
I don't
thank
know if you can see it.
Wait, hold on. I'll make just you big, Lydia. Hold on.
Okay,
Here we go. Cindy, hold
okay,
on.
this,
Wait, Lydia, let's say goodbye to Cindy.
yeah.
And Cindy, thank you so much for,
Thank you, Cindy.
thank you, Lydia. I really,
You look
really
lovely.
appreciate it.
Yes, and have the best time tomorrow. Enjoy every moment. This is your first grandchild, and I am so excited for you, Cindy.
I'm really excited about it too. And thank you guys. I will post some pictures and stuff. I can't wait.
Please.
My first time getting to see the pregnant belly, so I'm really excited about that. So I will see you guys next time, and I'll watch the rest of the video later. And I love you, Lydia. Thank you for sharing your story.
Well, you're the best saint, and you know that. So I love you as well. And I will talk to you later on. There won't be anything else to watch in the video because we're going to be ending it here, Cindy.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Oh, I want to see those rings. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch those rings later. Love you guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Okay, so let me close that one for Cindy. Oh, hello. Hold on. Let me make you big, Lydia. Uh-oh. Here we go.
Well, but
Here we go. Wait, I want just you on there, though, not me. Okay, there we go, sweetheart. There you go. You're on.
there's some.
Hold them still, Lydia. Hold them still. And scoot over a little. No, the opposite way. There you go.
There's some.
Thank you, Belinda. Yeah, definitely give a thumbs up. This took so much courage
And
for Lydia. Hi, Mary, to let you into her life, and to share a lot of personal details. So definitely give thumbs up for my sister, mi hermana. That means in Spanish, for those of you that don't know Spanish, hermana is sister. Absolutely gorgeous.
that's it.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go get my ring that you did for me. I actually have rings. Where is I have the green one. Let me show the blue one.
I want to show you this piece that I make the day before yesterday. Let's see if I can find the camera in this thing.
Yeah, go opposite. There you go, honey. So that is a pendant that she has made. She actually did this right after the massacre in El Paso and was so upset that she said, I need to work. Her and I were talking, and she said, I need to do something to take my mind off of this. And so she turned to her jewelry and started working. So
this is one. And I wanted to tell Pat, if she's in the chat, that I still have the piece for her. I didn't send it out because I was waiting for myself. I need to look for another piece of quartz that I wanted to have her. But this is for her. This is for you, Pat.
Yeah, she won't right now. For Pat, it is 8:15 in the morning. So maybe she might just be getting up depending on when she went to bed.
And this is another pendant. Mm,
Go the opposite way, honey. There you go. There you go. And I'm going to get the pink quartz one that you did for me to show them. See, but that's the start. So that's the pendant that's going to be the middle. And then she's going to build out and around that, with the chain coming up. Let me get the quartz one. Okay, Lydia, I'm going to take it off of you, honey.
yeah.
If I can, just to show the, so that they can see these up close. Okay, here we go. Hello. Here is the, let me take off this ring and show you. This is the blue ring. The green ring is over. It's too far for me to walk in my jewelry box. But here is the blue one. Let me see if I can get it to focus there on it. And let me show you the band. See it here?
Just turn the ring.
Yeah, I'm going to take it off so that you can actually see if we can get it to focus on the top. And then here is our band that goes all the way around. And it is nothing but perfection. When I put it on, it fit perfect. Can you see that? But to think that she put...
The show is not, the band is not showing.
You're not seeing it?
Too close to the...
Well, I wanted to show the detail of it. Okay, there. Is that better?
No. You see only the side.
Okay, let me turn it this way.
That's fine, Rebecca.
No, well, I love them so much, though. I want to show them to the world. Okay, there's the back of the band. Let's see, she's done it all the way around. And then, I mean, what beautiful gifts to receive. And I've got several pieces that Lydia has done for me. So here is the chain. Here is the pink quartz.
You got it backwards.
I know. Hold on. I'm trying to. There we go. Yeah, I saw the wire. So there is the large pink quartz stone in the middle. And then see how it goes up. It looks so delicate. And this is so beautiful that it called for a new outfit to go with it. So you will have to stay tuned whenever I wear it on air and see what I put with it. So, but isn't that beautiful? And I treasure them anytime.
Thank you.
That somebody, Mary says, awesome work. Kim says, my gosh, just stunning. Elaine said, beautiful details. I'm trying to read all of these. Gorgeous, Lydia. Belinda said, to you, honey. Mary Pelletier says, purdy. Wow, from Autumn Grace. And then Belinda says, oh my, G, instead of, saying God that way. And Autumn says, Miss Lydia, your talent is amazing. And Kim Cree says she's never seen anything like it before. So I'm trying to see and read without any eyes. Gosh, I look a little weird in the dark here, don't I? Let me see if ooh. Well, that's at least better. It tones me down a little bit, doesn't it? You can see all my freckles, though, that's for sure. So, but Lydia is, again, just a jewel in my life. I hope that you guys will subscribe to her channel. Pretty much every time that I go on live, Lydia is with me. We just enjoy, each other's company so much and stuff, and we can talk for hours. So good people kind of seem to stick with good people. And I just hope that you guys will get the opportunity to get to know her better, to purchase some of her jewelry. And like I said, I'm going to have her pull some things out during the auction, and to share some of the hundreds of bracelets that she's got that are already ready. She's got sets that are done and stuff. I mean, this is what she does for enjoyment. She loves jewelry, and just for relaxation and, as her hobby, she's constantly making jewelry. So,
Actually, start this like as a hobby,
mhm.
and I don't know. My husband wants me to throw everything away because I have so much stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, but it is your passion. So it
He
is,
told me you need another house.
yeah, for all of your stuff. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, we were supposed to start auction, girlfriends, at 8:30, but I'm actually going to start at 9, if that is okay. I have a few things that I need to do. And one of them is eating and stretching out some so that I'm able to continue to sit. But I hope that you will come back at 9 o'clock and join me. You saw a lot of great things, that I showed last night, but there'll be other things added to our auction. And then I'm going to have Miss Lydia put some of her stuff up as well. And so for those of you that have never seen the things she's made, that will be your time to do it. So again, thank you so much for coming, and I hope that this opens eyes and educates the people that might not know the struggle of people that come across the border undocumented, and that when they're doing it, it's not for pleasure or for a vacation. It is simply being done out of necessity. And there are plenty of people, like I said, that have had their green cards for decades and seen no reason to go ahead and become a US citizen. But now there are people that are even applying to renew either work permits that they've come here on, or green cards, and they are being denied. They're not renewing them, to stay here, even though they've not broken any laws, done nothing wrong. So, and when it can happen to one specific immigrant right now, it can happen to any other minority, that's here. We're a melting pot in this country. So, and the Mexicans are
A
known,
brown minority.
well,
If you white, you are okay.
well, there are people from other countries that also appear to be white skinned, but that doesn't, make you a white person. But Mexicans are known
I don't think it's such a thing.
as what?
Person is a person.
Exactly. We shouldn't
The
see
skin
color.
color shouldn't matter.
I mean, I have biracial children. They are Mexican American, and another day, Mr. Cupcake and I will share our journey as a biracial couple and the things that we have faced in raising our children and stuff. And again, that might open your eyes to another segment of what people go through. But, I appreciate everybody at least taking the time to be here, not passing judgment, and, sharing in Lydia's, in her journey. And now what I'm going to do, let me pick something here. If everyone wants to put a number in the chat, I would like, and the first person that gets it, you only get one number or closest to it without going over. Whoever gets the closest without going over or guesses correctly will be the winner. And I will send you this necklace right here as your prize. And the question is, how young is Lydia? What is Lydia's age? And everyone put one guess in only. Lydia, look at the camera, please, darling. There we go. And
My
tell me,
wrinkles are out.
tell me, what is the age of Lydia? Anyone else guessing? Everyone put a number.
Marianne Swanson, 13.
Okay.
You got it, Rebecca.
I hold on. We're gonna let everyone put in a number
Oh,
and
okay.
see what we've got. And actually, okay, we are going to go ahead and close it because we do have a winner. It is our first person, Miss Autumn Grace, who pays attention because we have mentioned her. It pays to come to our lives, but she is exactly right. Believe it or not, Miss Lydia is 71 years young
Yes.
and looking absolutely fabulous. Beautiful, a beautiful lady, but she is 71 years old.
After all these years of Mary Kay, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So I will be putting this in the mail to you, Miss Autumn. It will go out tomorrow morning. And
Congratulations,
yeah,
Martha.
congratulations. So, but it is 8:30 right now. Again, we thank you so much for joining us. Give me until 9 o'clock,
We're
9:15
going to take this
at
to
the very
part
latest.
2 somehow in the future.
Exactly. We will do that for more details. So, but thank you again, ladies. Come back for the auction. We've got lots of great stuff.
Thank
And
you, everybody, for taking the time to listen to my story. And I hope they somehow change your mind about people getting here undocumented. And I'm sure there is bad people who come, but not everybody.
that's
We
right.
shouldn't be judged, but like everybody's the same. No, we're not. I've
Exactly.
been struggling all my life. And one day my son told me, and I have only one son. He told me, Mommy, because one day I told him that the only regret I have in life is not be able to go to school. I wanted to become a doctor. And he told me, Mommy, what are you talking about? You got the best diploma in life. And I go, where? I didn't see anywhere. I looking on my walls and I didn't see nothing hanging there. And he goes, Mommy, you're the best mom in the world. And there's nothing to be hanged. You hanging on our hearts. And that is my diploma, I guess. Well, thank you again. And see you soon.
Okay, ladies, with that, um, I will see you shortly, Lydia and I, just so we can grab some food and stuff. And again, thank you so much. And Lydia, I know how hard this was, and especially with everything going on. And like I said to you on the phone, I just can't put it into words. The gratitude that I have for you trusting me to come on air and to share such personal information. So I love you. I love you, girlfriends, and we'll see you in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's Besos, Lydia, come on.
Okay.
We'll see you
Thank
soon,
you.
friends. Thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, Lydia. Oh, thank you so